have been around the world and back again. Where were you in Sundance?
Oh, God, yes. I was freezing my arse off.
Your arse off.
My arse off.
I would like to freeze my arse off, my one side of my arse.
Yeah. One side's frozen, the other side's like defrosted.
Yeah.
I danced on a tabletop.
I know, and you hurt your back, didn't you?
I know. Well, here's the saddest part.
I don't believe you. When you're about to say that you didn't hurt your back on the tabletop, I believe that you did.
I mean, I guess all those Pilates classes are paying off.
No, you need to get your money back, refund.
So here's what happened. I was bending over to pick up an empty Tupperware and I threw my back out. Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's always how it happens.
It's always how it happens.
Well, thank goodness we have our next guest because maybe she can psychically tell you what is wrong with your back.
Please give us all the energy. You know we have today. We have Courtney Marie on.
Courtney Marie.
Courtney Marie.
We sing everyone's names, by the way.
So do I.
Oh, good.
So this one has got some serious psychic vision. She's also a hypnotherapist. She does.
Can you cluck like a
energy
chicken?
Always.
I want her to cluck like a chicken.
Cluck, 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 cluck.
That's just on an average Friday night.
I'm so good.
You made me do it. So yeah, we're excited to talk to Courtney Marie about all things psychic today.
Yes.
I've never actually been to a psychic, and a little part of me has always thought that it's a little. I mean, what do you think, Roxy? Like, not real? Like, do you feel like people get that a lot? Do you get that a lot?
Every day of my life.
Okay. You're not a real person.
I'm not a real person.
Yeah.
I don't exist.
Yeah. Do you
whatsoever.
please? I'm touching you. I'm touching you right now.
Yes, it seems like a very skeptical sort of thing because it's like, do you understand why people sort of feel that way?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I've dealt with being called. I wrote a piece recently about being a freak, a party trick, and a liar. Like,
That sounds really fun.
right? Doesn't it sound like a good
hang out with
time?
you.
I'm like, I want to be your friend for sure.
It sounds like a great time. But dating does not work out at all because like the whole freak, party trick, and liar came from all of like the men that I've been with, starting at a young age, dating and stuff like that. It was always, no, you're not real, or what you say is a lie. You're just making this up. But they would love my healing. So if I were to do like some energy healing, they would eat that up. But if I would like talk about, their dead grandparent, it's like, no, that doesn't
It's a real
exist.
turn on. That's a real turn on.
Right?
So if you're psychic, can't you tell when you're on a first date if it's going to go further than that, or you're meant to be connected in some way, or does the psychic powers not go that far?
No, it definitely does. I am a walking lie detector. So that makes it even more.
They're good in bed before you get in bed with them?
Oh, 100%. I can tell if things are going to go well. I know when they're lying. And with most men, they lie. So it's very hard. And it's hard to openly let people know, like, hey, you are a piece of shit.
And when you say it like that, maybe that's why you don't get the second date. I'm just saying.
All of my ancestors just told me that you were a piece of shit, and here we are.
So they're telling you from the other side. They're like, this guy is like a piece of work.
Yeah,
don't
walk
go out
away.
with him. Right. Walk away.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. So I have guides, I have mentors, I have, family who have passed that are just in my ear, and I talk to them all the time. I'm never alone.
Do you feel like you're that movie, What Women Want, in that movie where you can hear everyone talking and saying what they think? Can you tell what we're thinking?
I could tell what you guys are thinking based off of your energy. Like it's not
Maybe
like
I'm just tired because I've been up all night.
no,
Maybe.
yes. No, everything's good. Everything's great. You guys have amazing energy and very welcoming, very mother. Like you guys are like super moms.
Is it the breast milk leaking out of my boob that told
Yes.
you that? Okay.
That's
maybe
what that
that's
was.
what gave it away, not the psychic powers.
Absolutely. That's what that was.
So you could tell we were moms just from the get-go?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Why? How do we know ourselves?
How you hold yourself.
Hunched over,
With back pain?
Exhausted,
guilt,
back
tired,
pain, haven't slept in months. Yes. No, there is a nurturing, like caring and a strength. There's a major, major strength in this room right now of like overcoming and a lot of obstacles, but got you to where you needed to be as far as a mother. I'm looking at you. Like there's a lot.
Do you look at my Instagram stories?
No.
Okay.
I was telling Roxy
Or my
this.
blog or know anything about me?
I actually don't. I was telling Roxy this, like I refuse to Google or do anything. I listened to one episode of this.
Which one? I'm sorry. I
oh
apologize
my
in
gosh.
advance.
It was so good. I was dying. I almost pissed my dress. It was
But that's why you know you could be a mom if you're gonna piss your dress. So
that's true. It
maybe
happens.
you are.
Piss on your dress.
Piss on your dress.
That
Whoever.
It was the one about you said something about lambskin condoms and the queen. I died.
Covered all the
with
hot
that.
topics that day.
You can't talk about those 3 things in a date. What can you talk about?
Right?
Right?
That's why I'm single.
Because you're not talking about those things. Okay, go back to me. Can we go back to me, please? And my energy.
But no, there was like a lot of give me 1 second so I could just kind of zone in. Is that okay?
Yeah, breathe me in.
Okay.
Breathe me
Zone
in.
away.
Breathe you in.
Did you shower today, damn it?
No, I didn't.
You didn't shower. Okay.
Exercise.
That's okay. You're a mom. Moms don't have to shower.
It's okay. I smell like roses.
No, there's okay. I'm going to get a little personal.
Go for it.
Like 3 or 4 miscarriages.
I had, I think I had two big ones, and probably more because sometimes my period's late and then I bleed really hard.
Right. Okay. So
You sure you didn't look that up?
I promise you. I
Are
promise
you sure? I didn't have
I
miscarriage
promise
on
you.
my head when I walked in.
I will say, so what I am hearing is they were like, she's not our mom. She wasn't meant to be
trying to
for
make me
us.
cry?
Oh,
Thank God I'm not on my period.
That's the one thing. If you hang out with me, you will cry, you will laugh, like
Break out the Kleenex.
every emotion. But yeah, it was okay. But your youngest, which you just told me about, she fought for you. It's so funny. She like,
Are you crying?
she's like a badass. No, she's a badass. She was like, no, those people were not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be there.
When I first saw my daughter, I was like, I felt like she was healing for me. And I felt like she came from another world, you know, and I felt like
100%.
she had communicated with the other babies in some way. She is so powerful as a child. Like she has this stoic energy about her that is safe, that I've never experienced before.
I love it.
Yeah, I think she's a good balance in your family too. Like she's sort of like the grounded, like energy, very like, you know, relaxed and chill. She's a good mix for them.
She's gifted. She has
Of course she is. She's my child.
She is, of course. But no, she has I will say probably how old did you say she was? 1 year old?
One.
Okay. I would say by age 3 or 4, she's going to see some things. I could feel like I could, no.
Did you know I've seen ghosts?
Really? Me too. Okay, this is okay. All right, now it's all kind of
I've
making
always
sense.
been in touch with the other world,
Mhm.
the other side, whatever you call it. From a very young age, I feel energy in the room. I feel if like there's a ghost, or I was in I was doing a film once, and between 1 to 2 o'clock, it would get really cold inside. And I thought it was like the thermometer, like the, what do you call it? Temperature control. That's what happens when you have kids. It was going in and out, and I was like, something's wrong with it, and the air conditioning. And so I went downstairs, and they said, no, nothing's wrong. Everything looks fine. And then I looked something up online, and I found out that between like around 1:30, someone had been brutally murdered above my room at 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and they passed away at around 2 a.m. And so that cold energy came in from that exact time.
All the time, or was it just one?
No, every single night when I was in that hotel room. And I don't know why me, like why did it connect to me? In my first place when I was younger, I lived by myself, and I remember my guitar started playing in the middle of the night.
Love that.
And then my last ghost story, I was sleeping in bed and my husband was sleeping next to me. He doesn't really believe in any of this stuff. And I shot up in bed and I started screaming because I saw a black figure next to me. And he woke up and he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Nothing, nothing, nothing." And I saw the black figure move over me and go out the window. And then I said to my husband, the next day, my husband's like, "So what happened in the middle of the night?" And I said, "I don't want to talk about it," because I thought he'd think I was crazy. And he said, "Well, did you see that black figure that was on your right that moved over you and went outside?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "I've never seen anything like that before."
So now he's a believer.
Sort of. It's like a semi-believer.
He's like half a half.
Half believer.
You know, it's interesting that you said, like, why me? And for both of you, like, we all have a spirit team. We all do. It's whether we are connected to them, you know, or not. Both of you have a massive spirit team. So you have people who are with you, who are protecting you. Indigenous?
Australia.
Okay, there you go. So yes, you have a lot of people and more. So more of your team will show up when you are not in a good place. So like if you are stressed or if something is coming up, but just know that you are always, 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 always supported, looked after, loved. So are your you have a daughter, yes? Okay. So are your daughters are being held and taken care of. You also mentioned the whole seeing something when you sleep. Just to kind of throw back to my dating life, I can't, unfortunately, you know, sleep with men because
I would not like to be a psychic then, because I would be very upset about it.
It's so, like, you know, I'll spend the night and I'll wake up screaming and I'll see, you know, for the longest time, not recently because I kind of have my shit together, but for the longest time, I would see, you know, black figures above me. Like sometimes I would feel like I'm being buried alive, like all of like these crazy things, but it all made sense to, I was like stressed. So if I'm stressed and if my energy is off, it's almost like they say it in the spiritual world, like the veil is more thin between both worlds, right? So if I'm stressed and I have like this high energy and, you know, say I'm sleeping with a dude, and instead of like waking up the next morning and saying like, "Hey, how do you want your coffee?" They're like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, what happened? Because I'm just like screaming, I see things, and
So you must not like sex that much then.
I mean, I love it.
Good to know. Good to
I
know.
love
Well, you
it.
had to be having like a menage a how many in the room with all these spirits?
Oh,
you
yes.
know?
They're there. They're
Did you have sex
there.
with a spirit?
No.
Okay. I would
it's a
try.
thing.
I mean, you never know. They
You
could
know,
be good.
I've heard, you know, we'll see. Ask me in like 2 years. It's
Right.
been a
You
while.
can have sex with a spirit.
I personally
Do people?
don't think so, but people have spoken about
It's called masturbating.
right? It's like, it's so dumb. I've heard that, but I think, oh my gosh, I think I just saw an article of a woman who just divorced her pirate ghost.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
She was literally married to a pirate ghost, and she was like, "No, I'm not married to the pirate ghost anymore."
I think she needs
Get
to up her
divorced.
meds.
We're done.
Yeah,
We're done.
I think that's the problem.
It's people like that give me a bad name. You
Right.
know? It's like, no, I'm not going to get married. But again, ask me in 2 years. It's been a while.
So is it true when you visualize things in your dreams that that is something that's like going on in your life, or are dreams like random? Are they just like random? Because sometimes I'll get dreams where I'm either like falling or like dying or like all these like,
I get cheated on dreams all the time.
Really?
oh, like when you get cheated on or you do the cheating?
No, I get cheated on all the time.
Okay. Well, a lot with dreams, it really depends on what's going on with you.
Okay.
So with the cheating thing, it can be
Security.
an insecurity, a stress. You know, maybe you met somebody who you wanted to compare yourself to.
That happens a lot.
Right. And then for like the falling, a lot of that has to do with anxiety. So if there's like,
you said you don't suffer anxiety.
I
Roxy,
mean,
Soxy.
it's rearing its ugly head. It's rearing its ugly head.
it happens. It happens.
Yes. It's like anxiety, especially as I'm going to sleep. That's the anxiety because I have anxiety about fear of dying and like all it takes over like when I'm trying to fall asleep, and it makes it like very hard to fall asleep sometimes, you know.
Absolutely.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I've got to protect my daughter, you know, like all these things start going in my head, and I'm like, if I'm dead, then I can't do that, and like it's like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, it gets like kind of crazy up in there.
I get that. And that will show up in your dreams. Your dreams are like, so our subconscious mind never turns off, right? So we mentioned I'm a hypnotherapist as well. So before you go to sleep, if you have these feelings of comparison, if you have these feelings of like, oh my God, what's going to happen if I die? Your subconscious mind is still
going in your sleep,
circling that. It's a cycle. And it's like, oh, okay, so she just told us, or me, the subconscious mind, she just told me that we are stressed the fuck out. So we're going to continue being stressed the fuck out. So before you go to bed, I tell this to all of my clients, is
have sex,
rub one out.
Rub one out. I love it. My psychic said rub one out. So
you're welcome.
There.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So can you tell us a little bit about our marriages? Like what are you feeling from our marriages? How do you think are they going to last? Are they good for us?
So I feel like this question is more coming from you.
Ooh.
I know it was like kind of for both of you, but I'm going to focus this direction.
She's scared. Sorry, Roxy.
Like, oh,
sorry, Roxy.
My head's going to like spin around. Things are going to happen. No.
Do well for the podcast, so go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yes. So you have been with your husband for quite a while, right? Like 15 years?
Yes.
15?
15 on the nose.
It's 15. Well, we've been married. Yeah, we'll be married 15 years this year.
And you didn't just put it on Instagram?
Yeah. Have you been looking at my Instagram again?
Did you?
I love it.
No, you did.
I might have.
Did you really?
I think I might have.
Oh gosh. See?
Uh-huh.
Party trick. Great. Okay. So, okay. He's older.
Yes.
Did you put that part on Instagram? I don't think you
not gonna
did,
like
right?
I
that
love
everybody knows that now.
How old is Roxy? Excuse me. She won't tell me. Can you psychically
I
tell
could
me?
be 22. I could be 72.
I love it. Age is just a
somewhere in the
number.
middle.
Age is just a number. No, it feels really, really good as far as your guys' relationship. It's very solid, good partnership, very good balance. Like it feels like he lets you do like your thing.
He does.
Like he's just like, all right, yep, that's my girl.
Yeah.
That's my girl. He's just, or she's just doing her thing. It's so interesting. Okay. So only one child,
Yes.
no more children
That I know of.
that you know of, that you are
From your
aware
body.
of,
From my body.
that you aware of. So he actually had a fear.
Oh.
He had a fear prior to you getting pregnant.
You know that.
Oh.
So
You know we didn't want a kid.
it was also,
She's like, I know.
well, no, this fear was like, I don't want to be 70 when my kid is whatever age, right? Like he's 50, what? 52, 53? So
my God.
like, I don't
You
want to
put
be
that on
70.
Instagram.
I'm dying.
Bad.
I don't, yeah, it was, there's like an overwhelming fear of like, okay, so this is going to change, but also I'm going to be really old when she reaches this milestone. And there was also a really big fear of like, if it was a boy, because if it was a boy, like, how am I going to throw a ball? Like, how am I going to do stuff like that? Right. So that's definitely there. He's close with his family. No, he's not close with his family. did he take on your family kind of like as his own?
He did in a lot of ways.
Right.
He's sort of like the big brother to like
right.
the sisters
Right.
and everything.
And taking care of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. No, it feels really good. I would say some advice, like they're telling me like, okay, say this, fucking say this. I'm like, okay. To slow down. So there's like there's a moment where like both of you kind of like
it's crazy.
Are super fast.
So intense.
And then at the end of the day, it's like, what's happening? Like you guys need each other to just take a beat, slow down, whether that's like, going on a quick vacay, but an actual vacation, just the two of you, an actual vacation, no working. You need to.
What am I going to do if I'm not like, I can answer this email? Or,
I think that is the medicine that you need, because once you guys do that, it's almost like you're at a level. I talk with my hands if you haven't noticed. I'm like, it's almost like it's the second that so what I'm seeing is like, okay, once this is done, you'll reach a new layer of your relationship. You'll reach a new like understanding of who you are as slow down people. Because right now it's like distraction. And it's so great. I get to distract and not focus on myself.
So I don't have to be, and also don't have to be vulnerable. The worst thing that I hate the most in the world. I mean, literally.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, that's why she's so busy. So she doesn't have to be vulnerable.
You don't have to address it.
Yeah.
Right. Now is the time. Now is the time to kind of get a little messy and slow down. I know. I feel
sack.
Make it
yes. But I think that is going to be the medicine of slowing down, and kind of when you slow down, you'll get to fall in love again, because it feels like that love. It's a solid partnership, but sometimes like that little sassy, like, moments is what we need, right? And I think slowing down and just being one with each other, separating, all of the chatter. I feel like big family, like on your side?
3 girls. So it's like me.
Okay, so
and then
chatty.
Chatty. And he's big family. He's one of 6 kids.
Gotcha. Okay. So there's just a lot. And that means a lot of noise and a lot of input and a lot of opinions. Like, okay, was there recently like an opinion about your marriage? Maybe over the holidays there was like
from another family
member?
Oh gosh.
I feel like an uncle,
we had a little issue because my husband flew back in the middle of our trip to Texas, where I'm from. He flew back to LA to go to a Grateful Dead concert with his friends.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it didn't tell me until like my sisters told me.
Right. There's the disconnect. There's the disconnect.
Decided not to. He thought it'd be better to just do it.
He just didn't want to get in trouble.
That's it. That's exactly what he said. He's like, I knew you would give me so much shit and like I'd get in trouble.
Yeah. So
right. Right.
Which makes it all the worse.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Absolutely. And somebody had something to say about that. Like other people had something to say about that. And I think that makes perfect sense of saying like, he has that fear of getting in trouble. So I'm going to just go this way and you're going to go that way. I keep seeing that. I keep seeing like, I don't want to say this because I don't know how accurate it is, but like 2 ships crossing in the middle of the night, right?
A lot of times,
A lot of the times, like, so take that time, sister. Okay. Take that time.
No kids, right?
No kids. No kids. That's a great energy there, but you really need just the 2 of you and just kind of romance the fuck out of each other. Right?
To get it on.
My husband and I are very codependent.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's not been healthy for us because we're both trying to have careers and yet we fight a lot more since we had a baby, and the fights are getting more intense because you're so tired and you're not like seeing and hearing each other, you
Absolutely.
know, but yet I feel like we're much more codependent than Roxy and David.
Think?
Yeah, I mean, we call each other probably at least 30 times a day.
Really?
Or at least text.
Interesting. Is there a insecurity there?
I'm insecure for sure.
Okay. On the level of something would happen if you didn't speak with each other, or?
No, I think it's just become such a language that we don't even know how to break it.
Oh, okay. And I do feel this. So I do feel there is that trauma from everything that you've kind of been going through. And I
have so much trauma that I have to get
deal
through.
with. Yes. But it seeps into other areas. Mm-hmm. And I think he also takes that on. He takes on your stuff as his own. And sometimes that pisses you off. It's like, wait, no, bro, that's me.
It's so crazy you just said that, because yesterday he was doing so much for the kids. And I was like, be careful to not let me be a mom.
Yeah.
I said, be careful. He's like, but I'm just trying to help you. And I said, I know you're trying to help me, but I'm losing the gift of being a mother, which is sometimes cleaning up the poop and the, you know, diapers and stuff like that, right, because he's so hands-on. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, be careful not to take that gift away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all out of love. It really, truly is out of love. And there is the same, you know, there is a really deep connection. So there was, and correct me if I'm wrong.
I love this.
Are you still kind of sad from? I feel like a sadness, and I feel a sadness in connection with pregnancies, a connection with not necessarily being like the same woman you were a year ago.
I don't have depression.
Okay.
But I've gone through, and Roxy knows this, in the last year, I've gone through hell and back. Okay. In the last 2 years, I've probably gone through the most trauma I've ever been through.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't know, like sad day to day. Not so much, but sad if I thought about it, absolutely.
Right. Okay. And do you feel like he takes that on as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm seeing and feeling, I'm seeing like such a delicious union and connection. There is just that little bit of disconnect of it almost feels like, okay, this is what it feels like. Should I say this? Should I tell him this? Mm-hmm. Like you question a lot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of questions in your mind, second guessing if I should say this out loud, if I should express my feelings. Express them. Express your feelings. Express, you know, I think what you did yesterday is perfect by saying like, hey, let me
be a mom.
You know, don't take this experience away from me. But, and I could already like hear him saying, well, you know, I want this experience too, because times are changing, right? With
just also wants to be helpful.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you willing to let him be helpful, but communicate when you think it's too much?
Yes, but I also need to step up and not communicate when it's too much.
What do you mean by that?
Like I'll say to him, I'm fine with the kids for 6 hours, and then 3 hours in, I'm like, I can't do this. It's like I'm so stressed.
Right.
I'm like, I can't change one more diaper. Come help me. Right. So I can't tell him to let me do it and then tell him I can't do it.
Right. Right. No, I get that. So that's that up and down, second guessing thing. So I think the best thing to do, and I keep hearing this as well, is communicate. It's like, I get it. I got it. So if you have to in the beginning, so maybe overly communicate, because you guys it's a partnership, and you have what you said, two children, 2 girls. One is, oh my God, a badass.
The first one's very spirited, by the way. Almost killed me.
Almost killed you?
Well, just emotionally and right?
Okay. Like during pregnancy or just
both of them almost did, but just she's very intense, very spirited, amazing. She will not stand still. She's like a force to be reckoned with. My second one's very calming. Very different children.
I love that. And they were here for you for a specific reason. And I keep hearing like, no, I picked her. Like, she's mine. She is mine. So that's good. That's really, really good. And it feels really good. There has been a lot of bumps, and it's almost like you wear them on, I say this like I wear my vagina on my sleeve. Like, it's almost like
I wear my vagina.
Yes, we
all
do.
all over my body. So, no, it just feels like you're, lately, you have been kind of holding on to these traumas and holding it in spaces. Did you have a C-section or was it okay. So with C-sections, did you have a C-section? Okay, there's scars, right? So with scars, sometimes we hold a lot of our energy trauma there. You could still have this trauma for 20 years.
Mine gets in pain. Like right now it's painful.
Because you're stressed.
And it wasn't for a year, but now it's painful.
You're stressed. So, and that's just another way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of reasons. So our body has so much wisdom, right? The thing is not a lot of people listen to it. And we think of like, I pulled out my back. It's like, oh, well, I pulled out my back dancing on a table, right? Or
just normal
we're gonna
Tuesday
say
night.
That. We're going to say that.
For Roxy and David, it is.
Right. But really, you could have pulled your back for you to slow the fuck down. Right? Your body's like, hey, you know what? You're not listening to me, so let's slow down. We're going to do something for you to slow down. For you, as far as feeling that pressure, it's like, okay, have we addressed this trauma? Have we fully addressed what's going on and how we show up day to day in our lives, right? In our work? Are we showing up in our work from our trauma, or are we showing up from a healed space?
So it's like, we were talking about this, I think, in the last episode, is like the Oprah sort of thing where your body, the universe actually gives you signs. And at first is like a little tap on the hand. Then if you don't hear it, it's more like a slug in the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Then if you don't hear that, you walk into the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of where I usually end up, but
absolutely,
that's the thing. So you have to listen to those things.
You really, really have to listen to it, especially when it comes to trauma, because I've noticed as a collective, we all are kind of waking up to these spiritual things and like waking up and knowing and wanting to know more about ourselves and our bodies. And I think right now is the time to, I have conversations, obviously I'm a weirdo, but I have conversations with my body.
No, you're just a psychic. Not a weirdo, just a psychic.
Yes. Freak, But I talk to my body all the time. I ask my body like, hey, you're not feeling so well. What the fuck is going on? What do I need to do? Or even like if I have, like pain in my breasts or any like, my vagina, as far as being a feminine, woman, it was like, okay, so what within me needs love right now? Because like
my vagina always needs love.
Oh, sister, break out the vibrator.
Sister, spiritual vibe.
Vagina's out.
What do they call it? A yoni egg. That's what it is.
Yes, that's right.
Some sex magic.
So I want Roxy and I to ask you a couple questions because I know we have them on our minds. But will I have another child? Yes or no? And you need to ask Roxy. You can have another child.
I'm feeling no due to health. Like it feels like there's a health
Tammin.
scare.
I don't have cancer, do I? Don't say that.
No.
I don't want to find out here.
No, I think that it's almost
my the second daughter almost ripped through my abdomen.
Okay. So that could definitely be it.
Scare.
I think that your mission on this
what's
earth,
my purpose in life?
I feel both of you is to be a mother. Like I really, truly do. Creating life and building
Brands.
building brands.
Empires?
I like Roxy and I are like being a mother. We're like, oh, well, that it's not a good thing.
That's part of it. We could talk about that. I had a lovely message that came to my mind after we got off the phone. So yeah, regarding business.
Okay.
But I think that, creating, being a mother right now, I feel like you've fulfilled that.
Mm-hmm.
And any more, I think would be really hurtful.
I think it'd be hurtful for my marriage.
Yes. There's stress there.
A lot of stress.
This past pregnancy was
Very stressful.
double, stressful on him and you.
Mm-hmm.
And those combined, it's hard to take care of. It's hard to take care of another human being when there's like combating energies towards each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I don't see that. Everybody has free will. Like what I say is not law.
I'm gonna get pregnant tonight.
Yeah. Woo! Fucking
Get
Courtney.
on it, girl.
You lied.
We'll show her psychic powers.
How dare you? But yeah, I don't foresee that that happening. I think your mission is done when it comes to being a mother.
Go, Roxy.
Okay. Well, I have another child.
Will you have another child? No. Mm-mm.
We know that.
Like, I know. David's like, hallelujah.
Yeah.
We know that's not going to happen.
I think, and I really do. It's as soon as I said that, I just got that fear of your husband, of being not there for those epic moments in life. That's like a huge one. It's like, I don't know if I will be there for, marriage or graduation or, something like that. So that's like looming.
Okay.
Have you guys had conversations?
He'll drop little things like, oh, I'm just too old to have another one.
Okay.
By the time she graduates, I'll be this old or what have you. So he does definitely voice that. But this is also LA. Every dad is like old. They're like,
That's
old
true.
dads everywhere here,
That's true. That's
I'm
a thing.
Skateboard and 7 years old skateboard.
Yeah.
You can take up skateboarding at 75.
Sure.
Why not?
Right. I do also think that it's a no because of the relationship that you have with your daughter. I think that is so strong. She's like a mini you. Yes. She's like,
She's probably a little nicer than me.
She's much more
feisty
gentle.
though. She's feisty.
She can be, yeah. She's
Little
like
fiery.
She's a sweetheart.
But I think that relationship,
Yeah.
I think adding something else in the mix, I don't necessarily see a positive in that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that bond that you two have, yeah, it would be weird. It'd be totally weird with another vibe running around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody else to take the
Well, I have the career I want.
Oh, the career you want. So
She's like,
Career do you want?
there's it feels like you have many hats.
Too many.
I do have to say, I don't know if you do this already. So talk more about your miscarriages. Talk
I
more.
have been.
Do you? Okay,
Mhm.
good. I would say take it to the next level. If you can incorporate another like business or something to help you reach more women, because it feels like with
this podcast and blog and YouTube and stuff like that. But ultimately, I'm an actor who's been acting for 20 years.
oh great,
So now I was on a show for 8 years and the show's ended.
okay,
And now I'm like, will I get another job?
gotcha.
But I've been doing it since I was 15. So it's a weird transitional period.
So do you want another job?
Yes.
Okay, then you will. You will.
I want it badly for the first time this year.
And you want to break out of whatever umbrella that they put you under.
The teen sort of young adult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I say in the next do you have something coming up like in the next 3 months or so?
My husband and I wrote and directed a feature that I'm the lead of that is going to get a theatrical. That is the first time that I've actually got to do anything that I really believe that I was put on this earth to do.
Perfect. So
that comes out in April.
Okay, so 3 months, 3 or 4 months. Perfect. Okay, that's going to be great. I feel like that's going to open up the doors that you want to be opened. There is a little bit of fear here of the wrong doors being open, but I think if you go into it with that feeling of, hey, this is me, guys. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my purpose, my passion. I think that'll be really, really good. Did you help in directing it as well?
I'm directing my first feature in summer.
Okay. I feel that. Okay. That's going to be really good too. It's nerve-wracking, but I feel like a lot of very women empowerment.
It's all women.
Okay. I'm like, yes, I did
it. The producers, the writer, we just locked in a huge musical act who's female.
Perfect. Okay. That's really, really good. Lots of women, lots of...
It's about women, the film is.
Okay. And that's this summer, you said?
Directing this summer.
Okay. There might be a little bit of a hiccup when it comes to finances.
Okay. My finances or the movie finances?
the movie finances. Okay. So get all of your ducks in a row now for that. Like, don't wait, a couple months before. I would get that settled now so you don't have to deal with that hiccup. It almost feels like somebody like wants to back out, like an investor wants to back out. So it feels like you need to kind of prove yourself. Which fuck, I mean, when do we not have to prove ourselves? But it feels very like double time. I need to prove myself, but you will. Like, I don't see anything else glitchy or negative.
I wish you could just like be at my house every morning and just tell me how my day's gonna go.
I mean,
don't do this, do this.
Sure, you're like, you can pay me for that. That's what people do.
That's I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any career advice for me?
So the first thing that came to, it was crazy. After we got off the phone, like flooding of messages came down. I keep seeing Bravo.
Oh gosh, I do watch The Real Housewives.
Right.
No, being on Bravo.
It's out there now, okay.
But no, I'm seeing like Bravo, but like taking this to the next level.
Yes, making this into a show.
Yes. Because it feels like this can, I don't know if you're currently shopping or something like that, but I kept hearing Bravo. Like, maybe if you have conversations with them, because I know like E-Network, they have like their thing. Bravo, not so much. They don't necessarily have a women empower, conversation, pulp culture conversation. So that was super strong to me. So look into that.
Okay.
Who else are you shopping around?
So the show,
Yes.
we're gonna go, other places with it, we hope. I'm also a red carpet host, so doing the interviews on the red carpet.
Perfect.
So do you see that sort of?
I see a combination.
Yes.
No, I see.
Mama needs that dough.
Yeah.
Make it rain.
I got a kid to put through school.
Private school.
No, I do. I think it's a combination of everything, of like, okay, so we'll do the interviews on the red carpet and then have you come, to the studio and do an interview. Like, maybe I see like a before and after, like before the show and after, right? Like the red carpet and stuff like that. No, I see a big combination of that. And a lot of shopping. I feel like it's known, but it's not known to the right people, if that makes sense. Okay. And the right person, I say, how long is this? how long has this podcast been around? Like a year?
A year.
Yeah.
Okay. I say
It's gonna be the biggest podcast out there.
Ever.
I know.
no,
I know.
I absolutely. No, I feel really good. I really do. I feel really good things. And I would tell you, I'd be like, sorry, ladies, you guys fucking suck.
Try something else.
Yeah.
Okay?
Give it up.
This was cute. This was cute. No, no, it feels bigger than what you imagine it to be, but you have to do the work.
We are working our
Good.
butts off.
That's off,
Good.
broken back.
I know, still here.
So
Good.
you're saying that this podcast will be super successful and will be Bravo celebrities?
I
Oh
think
my
so.
gosh.
I think
This is a dream
so.
come true.
We should
I
ask
think
a few more
so.
before. Our next guest is here. But what about money this year?
Mm.
Are we going to see the green? Are we going to see the green?
Just say yes. Give me some hope.
Just yes. She's like,
Will I make more money this year than last year? How about that?
Yes, that's like a ding, ding, ding.
Resounding
Yes. Yes.
is it a yes all around?
It is
Yes.
definitely.
It's all about me.
It
Does
is
it
a
mean me
yes
too?
all around. I feel like in the spring, there's going to be a moment of like, oh my gosh, this is not working out, but it does. So there's going to be that stress for both of you. This spring, I keep seeing like spring flowers. I see symbols. It's fucking weird.
May showers? Is that?
But I think after just knowing yourself, okay, Courtney Marie just fucking said shit's about to get a little weird. Go with it and know that it's going to shower down after the spring.
I
It's
sold
gonna
my
get a little
house
funky. Okay.
recently.
Okay.
Will in the next 4 years or whatever we buy another house?
Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's a yes. Oh, and actually, is there like a little bit of real estate investment in your future?
I want there to be.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's, I would say in the next 4 years, you're going to have 1 or 2 properties. Yeah.
I'm going to move right in, girl.
With a place out the back for Roxy.
Make a little house for me.
Yes. That feels really good.
Well, amazing. Anything else, Roxy Soxy, before we have to leave her? I don't want you to leave.
Any last minute like read or things
Yeah.
you're getting? Like,
I think that the two of you guys were like sisters in a past life or something.
We
you
connected
guys,
so instantly.
instantly.
I
like,
feel it.
Yes.
The connection, it is very like sister, best friend vibe.
You can't fuck that shit. I mean, you cannot make that shit happen.
You really
You
can't.
cannot fake it. I can't even talk.
Especially in
Can't fake
LA.
it.
Especially in LA,
Are
you
there
really can't.
Are there past lives?
Oh yeah.
Do we come back again?
Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many past lives. I was a nun in one of
What was
mine.
I?
That would take like a long like a long
What do I need to do? Lay
session.
on your body. You can lay on your body.
Feel the energy.
Touch me all over.
Yes, just like that. I personally believe that we all have past lives, and each life we have either it's a lesson or something comes to fruition, like with our karma. So everybody's life where they are right now, it could be like, hey, this is a lesson for my next life, or this is everything is coming out, rosy for this life. So yeah.
Amazing.
I
We're
do.
going to have a lot more sex in our next life.
Ugh, girl, same.
Will I have more sex in my life?
Absolutely.
Like more than I'm having? Like more per week?
Oh, God, I wish that for me.
Can I have it 5 times a week? Maybe 3.
Sister, yes. You were
Not with myself, with with my husband.
You're like, somebody else.
Absolutely, you can. Get yours. Get yours, girl.
Yeah,
Thank
right?
you so much for joining
Oh my gosh,
us.
we love you,
course.
Courtney. Thank you for coming to see us.
This is so exciting. I
And-
loved it.
Where can people find you?
So you can find me on my website right now is under spiritual maintenance, but it's
Love
That
it.
is our new tagline. Spirit. We're under spiritual maintenance.
thank you. But coachcourtneymarie.com, or you could reach me on all of the socials at Coach Courtney Marie or Courtney Marie Coaches on Instagram.
And
Woo, I'm the hot one.
Yeah.
You are the
hot girl
We're
alert.
Women on Top Official. I'm Tammin Sursock, and
I am Roxy Manning, and you can find us on Women on Top podcast on Facebook. And don't forget to rate, subscribe, and
yes,
comment.
give us 5 stars.
Hello.
Or don't.
Show us your
Rate.
love.
Thanks, guys. We love
Thanks,
you.
And we are
Women
on
Top.